Hello kids, let's talk about Wonder, page 220 through 240 today. So Daisy had a painful death, so the family had a hard time letting her go, especially Via and Augie. And then if we start wondering why this kind of event had to happen at this part of the novel, I think there are definite reasons. So far, Daisy has been not only a pet, but a friend in Augie's life. So Daisy has been a source of unconditional love and comfort in his life. So Daisy is a dog, so he doesn't really differentiate between how a person looks. So to Daisy, Augie is just a friend, and then Daisy doesn't really look at Augie's face and judge. So Daisy meant a lot in Augie's life. So Daisy has been like a sanctuary, it's been like a shelter from all the harsh realities that Augie had to face in his life. But with Daisy gone, the layer of protection in Augie's life has been stripped away, which means that he now has to grow up and then confront the real world. So this coincides with the summer camp that Augie needs to attend. So at summer camp, there could be a lot of conflicts, and then there could be a lot of incidents um, through which Augie has to navigate so that he can grow into a teenager rather than a child. So I guess loss of Daisy symbolizes the end of his childhood and how he needs to transition into a teenage. So this is going to serve as a catalyze for Augie to rely more on his relationships for support, particularly not within his family, but the new friends that he made at school. So I think it's no coincidence that the death of Daisy coincides with the beginning of the summer camp. Yeah, and so Mom and Augie have this conversation about how we can recognize our loved ones in heaven. And Mom said that we won't probably look the same as we do right now. So people with disability will not probably look the same when they go to heaven. They will probably be recovered into a perfect shape. But how do we recognize each other? Augie said, and Mom said, I don't know. We'll be able to feel it. We are going to feel our love when we see our loved ones. Because you don't need your eyes to love, right? It's just love, and no one forgets who they love. So that was a very moving part because in this earth, in this world, Augie is going to be um, judged by his looks, his by the physical senses. But then this reminds us that the feeling of love is something that transcends, that goes over uh, the physical senses. So this will be very comforting for people who are experiencing loss in their lives because love is an eternal bond that connects us with our loved ones, and that sort of transcends this world, and then it just continues forever into the next world as well, whatever world that we're going into. So this conversation was really moving because the essence of our relationship is not rooted in how we look, but in the love, the feeling that we share. So blind people, they can love each other, right? And then deaf people, they can love each other. So love is something that can transcend our physical senses. So this is particularly powerful for Augie because for his entire lifetime, he has been judged by his appearance, and then he has been receiving this cruel treatment. But then it tells us that the core of our identity and the core of our connections with other people, they do not lie in how we look, any external factors, but lie in our hearts. Yeah, so Miranda, she goes to a summer camp and then she tells these lies that she has a deformed brother, and then she tells the lies that are pretty similar to Via. So I think she was trying to get the attention and sympathy because she was having a hard time with her parents' divorce. Her dad left the family, remarried another woman, and they're expecting a baby. And then Miranda, she's still a teenager who needs father's love and attention, and so she feels very much rejected, and she feels a lot of loss. And her mom is not particularly loving and open. She doesn't really share her emotions very well. She's a little bit aloof and she's a little bit distant. So Miranda is just like left on her own to navigate her feelings of insecurity and instability on her own. And so I think after coming to summer camp, she decides to reinvent herself and reinvent her identity and fabricate a new life, because she was very jealous of Via's family, who had a very close knit. Oh, there is a typo here. It's not loose knit. It's a close knit and loving family. So she really wanted to have that. So she really wanted a compassion and empathy, and she wanted to escape from her painful reality just temporarily. And then lying was her coping mechanism. That's why she sort of wanted to decided to recreate herself, so that she can feel the sense of security and acceptance that she felt at Via's house. Okay, thank you so much.